Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Mina Rahma Azizah. My identity number is 1821222026 and I am from Class D in Intercultural Communication. This video presentation is a substitute assignment because actually I need to do the presentation on Instagram, but unfortunately I got some problems during live on Instagram, and it didn't run perfectly. So in the end, I am here to explain the second key factors that make us misunderstanding in intercultural communication. This second key factors is pragmatic mismatch. Hope you all enjoy it, and let's start it. As we know that this presentation is talking about the key factors that make us misunderstanding in intercultural communication. Talking about misunderstanding, we can say that misunderstanding is a condition where the listener didn't catch the meaning of what the speaker means when he speaks. And a misunderstanding occurs because several factors. If you watch the other presenters in my group 1 week ago, the second presenter has explained the first factors, that is inadequate linguistic proficiency. It is talk about misunderstanding that is located at the linguistic level. They are lexical comprehension problem, mishearing a lexical element, and a syntactic complexity. And the next, with me, we will talk about the second factors, that is pragmatic mismatch. Richard and Smith argue that pragmatics is the study of the use of language in communication related to sentences and the context and situations in which they are used. Pragmatics is a study which belief is what is communicated is more than what is said. The utterance that the speakers produce in communication contain diverse sense than the actual meaning of the words or phrases themselves. And for your information, Yule states that there are 4 areas which pragmatics is concerned with. The first, pragmatic, is the study of the speaker meaning. The second, pragmatics is the study of contextual meaning. The third, pragmatics is the study of how to get more communicated than it is said. And the fourth, pragmatics is the study of the expressions of relative distance. Talking about pragmatic, there is a part of pragmatics that related to communication. It called speech act. Yule states that speech acts are a study of how the speakers and the hearers use language. But explain that speech acts is an action in verbal communication, has message in itself. So the communication is not only about the language, but also with action. In conclusion, speech acts is the utterance that occurs and equivals to an action. Well, that is the definition about speech act. And now I will explain the 3 types of acts in speech acts. For the first is locutionary. Cutting said that locutionary is what is said. For example, it's so dark in this room. It is reversed to the lighting of the room. And if we see to the example in the article, is still open, it means that the window is really open. And now the elocutionary act. The elocutionary act is performed via the communicate force of an utterance such as promising, apologizing, and offering. And in this act is also called the act of doing something and saying something. For example, it's so dark in this room. It shows a request to switch the light on. And in the article said that the window is still open. It means that someone need to close the window. And now, the third speech act is perlocutionary. Harvard and Hasley states that perlocutionary act is the act that is carried out by a speaker when making an utterance causes a certain effect on the hearer and others. Perlocutionary act is also the act offering someone, and it refers to the effect the utterance has on the thoughts or action of the other person. For the example, it is so dark in this room. Based on the example, it can be inferred that the sentence is uttered by someone while switching the light on. And for example, in the article said, the window is still open. It means that someone say that during close the window. Nah, usually misunderstanding can occur when the hearer has difficulty in understanding a locutionary act or elocutionary act. In the previous section, we have discussed several possible causes of misunderstanding at locutionary level. So, pragmatic mismatch can be called as the elocutionary level. Let's talk about the type of pragmatic mismatch. The first is lack of understanding of the elocutionary force of a speech act. Some speech acts, such as greetings and goodbye, are more formulaic and more easily recognized than other speech acts. The intention, which are either ambiguous or very much context dependent. In the example 7.5, the receptionist at a dentist town called Walsall while asking the patient where he lived. Although her question could be interpreted as a more general one elsewhere, the context of the conversation requires the patient to give a specific answer rather than a general one. In the example shows that the participant failed to interpret what is actually said or implied the utterance. There are times when the participant as second language users fail to convey what they intend to say and hence cause misunderstanding. And this is called the pragmatic failure. This failure divided into two types, pragma-linguistic failure and socio-pragmatic failure. Pragma-linguistic. The former occurs when the pragmatic force in a utterance by a second language user doesn't match the force most frequently assigned to it by native speakers. By the native speakers of the target language. As an example of pragma-linguistic failure caused by inappropriate pragmatic transfer. For example, Thomas compared the way the phrase "of course" is used in Russian and English. In Russian, konesma is often used in cases of enthusiastic agreement, similarly to "of course" in English. However, "of course" in English can also be used in the cases when something is obvious and cannot be argued. When directly transferring their use of konesno into English, Russian speaker may sound at best peremptory and at worst insulting, as shown in example 7.6. You can see it in the article. And then, socio-pragmatic failure, in contrast, is more concerned with those hidden rules governing the applicability of pragmatic concepts such as politeness, phrase, directness, sincerity, etc. And is caused by an inappropriate assessment of the degree of imposition, cost benefits, social distance, and relative rights and obligation acts, etc. Well, that's my explanation about the second key factor that may cause misunderstanding in intercultural communication. That is pragmatic mismatch. I hope you can understand it. Thanks for your nice attention and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.